Okay, hello guides. Today we are going to look at the Girl Guiding UK Whittling badge. First requirement of this badge is to whittle an instrument, and the picture shows us a whittled recorder. Okay, there's lots of videos on YouTube about how to make a whistle out of a carrot. This is my version of it. I've done this activity with guide groups and leaders and have learned all the pitfalls, and I think this is a pretty foolproof way. Okay, this is the equipment that we're going to use to make our whistle. I've got a kitchen knife. It's not very sharp, but it does have a nice thin blade. It's not serrated, but it does easily cut through carrots. Got a carrot, nice and straight's good. I've got a drill bit. I'm not actually sure what size drill bit this is because it's not got a number on it. But what we're also going to use is a Calpol medicine tube. Okay, and I've cut the end off this. So I'm going to try and show you. Cut the end off it with a sharp knife. If you need to get an adult to help you do this, that might be a good idea. But it's not very difficult. So now if I push the plunger, it will pop up right through the end of the tube. I've got a ruler and a smaller drill bit. Now I chose the drill bit size based on the Calpol tube, and basically it fits inside the tube and it's slightly smaller than the inside of the tube, so it moves freely in the tube. Because I've done this activity quite a lot with guides, I have got some other drill bits that have a wooden handle on to make them slightly easier to use, but that's not essential. The first thing I'm going to do is to cut my carrot in half. Where you cut it depends entirely on the size of the carrot and the size of your drill bit. Affects the diameter of the carrot that you use. I've got quite a small drill bit because it just means that more carrots in the bag that you get from the supermarket are suitable. We're going to use the half that we don't need. I'm going to use this half for my whistle just because I like the shape, and I'm going to use this piece to make the mouthpiece, so we still need it. The next thing I'm going to do is to use the drill bit to drill out a hole in the carrot. We don't want to go right through the carrot. I want to stop about here, leaving probably a centimetre or a centimetre and a half at the end. So we need to find the centre of the carrot, put the drill onto the carrot and start turning. Okay, this isn't hard at all. On YouTube you'll see lots of people with videos using power tools to drill out a carrot, and that's really not necessary. Quite exciting if you've got one, but really not necessary. The important thing is to drill straight down the carrot so that the drill bit doesn't break out of the side. If you're not sure how far you've gone, you can take out the drill bit, clean it out, okay, push it in. We can measure how far we've gone in. Have a look. I could go a little bit further. about as far as I can go like this. If I had the drill bit with a handle on, I could probably drill a little bit further because there's more to hold on to. The handle on this drill bit is made from a piece of broom handle with a hole drilled in it, and it's not even glued in. I used the drill bit to drill the hole, and then I pushed the drill bit into the handle. It's quite good if you're going to do this activity more than once. I've got a nice hole drilled down the centre of my carrot now. It's nice and clean inside. I can't see any pieces of carrot left in. If there were, I could give it a tap and I could put the drill bit in again to clean it out. Now I'm going to use a ruler and measure down about 1.5 centimetres, could be up to 2 centimetres down the carrot. I've made a little mark with a pencil where I want to cut to try and show you. Okay, and then with my knife I'm going to make a straight cut across the carrot so that the blade just breaks through the wall of the carrot and I can just see the blade inside the tube peeping through. I'm not sure whether you're going to be able to see that on the camera. Oh, there we are. Okay, then I'm going to take the knife out. Now cutting down, we're going to make cuts up to that line so that eventually we get to this kind of angle, cutting up to the line. This first cut that we've made is effectively a stop cut. That tells us when to stop cutting, and that is a technique that you do use in whittling and wood carving when we get on to using proper wood. On videos that I've seen online, people do this all in one cut, but that is quite tricky, so I would work your way up to this line, cutting little pieces off. So I'm gradually going to start cutting up to this line very gently. I can use this thumb to guide the knife. And you can probably see that we can see the channel inside the whistle. And my line isn't very straight, so I need to cut a little bit more from this side. To equal it out. Probably going to leave it like that. I hope it works. Now this won't work as a whistle. We need to make a piece that fits in to the end of the mouthpiece. That piece has a special name. It's actually called a fipple. And this is the tricky bit of whistle making, is getting the fipple to fit right. And I've tried all ways of doing this, and this is where we're going to use the Calpol dispenser tube to help us. So next we're going to cut a piece of carrot that is slightly longer than this part of the whistle, so probably about 2 centimetres long. Like that. going to put these out of the way. And using our kelpal tube, we're going to press that down onto the carrot quite hard to cut out a tubular piece of carrot. This might get a bit wobbly because my camper van table is not very strong. Okay. So my kelpal tube is now filled with a piece of perfectly round carrot. If you can't find a kelpal tube, the plastic part of a felt tip or a biro would do. If you can find a metal tube, that would cut even easier, so long as you've got a drill bit that fits inside of the tube. The next thing is we've got to get the carrot out of the tube, and this is why the kelpal dispenser is so brilliant, because it already has a plunger that will push out a piece of carrot. If you push really hard, it makes a pop and shoots your carrot across the room. I'm trying not to do that on this video. There we go. If you're using a felt tip, then you just need something like a pencil to push the carrot out. So now we have got a piece of carrot that is round and that is slightly longer than the mouthpiece part of our whistle. The next stage in this process is that we need to cut a flat surface onto this cylinder of carrot, all the way down nice and straight. It does look fiddly, but you just need to remember that this knife is not sharp enough to cut me, so we don't really need to worry about our fingertips. We're going to cut really gently. So I'm cutting straight down, taking a slither, a bit more, off our piece of carrot. Now the thing I need to say about carrot whistles is there is a degree of trial and error with these. So if you make a whistle and the first one doesn't work, please don't give up. It's just a carrot. Eat the carrot and then try again. Now we're going to put this piece into the end of the carrot, but the flat surface is going to be facing up, and it needs to be in line with our flat surface in here. Push it in really gently until it just lines up with the edge of our stop cut. You can twist it a little bit if it's not quite right. You'll have a piece sticking out of the end. If it works good, we can cut that off. If it doesn't work, we can try and get this out and adjust its position. The other thing that you can do is to shape the back of the mouthpiece to make the whistle a little bit more comfortable. Okay, I've made a little finger hole here with a smaller drill bit to see if we can get more than one note out of our whistle. Sometimes it works and sometimes it's a bit disappointing. That's trial and error. But once you have made the mouthpiece and got the hang of that, then you could make bigger carrot whistles or longer carrot whistles, and see how many notes that you can get out of them. And that is how you can easily make a carrot whistle for part 1 of your guide Whittling badge.